Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I really gotta find something else to say than just hello, ladies and gentlemen, all the time. But anyway, I'm just monitoring one of my prints, and as a blind person, you gotta do it by hand, even though it's in full swing. But this all looks good. Anyway, today we're dealing with something that someone would call a sore subject, but for me, as a fully blind person, it's something that's really a game changer. And what is that? That is AI and 3D generation. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how I use and utilize some of the different AI to 3D tools to create a nice model. And we're not going too much into the details of all the, the creative part and all the discussions about AI and using AI in general. I'm just going to show you what options I have for modeling and creating 3D stuff that I like and how that can be utilized. So yeah, let's jump straight into that, and I hope you'll enjoy this one as much as all the others. Okay, my friends, so right now, for those of you who cannot see it, I have the ChatGPT window open, and so I have the paid version, and therefore I can also use DALL-E and all the features of ChatGPT. Now, what I'm going to do here is I will, in the input field, write, and this is not a refined prompt. I'm still playing around with this, so bear with me. But I'm going to write something like, create a highly detailed and intricate HDR image of a hippopotamus. Now I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but whatever. The hippo should be highly detailed and intricate. The image should not feature clouds, forests, rivers, or any background at all. This will be used for an image to 3D AI. Therefore, the focus must only be on the hippo and the details of the hippo itself. Yeah, I think that's it. So we hit enter and we let ChatGPT do its magic. Now, as you can imagine, I would be able to write like virtually anything within the capabilities of AI image creation. And I'm sure that there are other image AI creation tools that are out there. I'm just using ChatGPT because that's easiest for me, but I've heard that Leonardo AI should also be very, very good. Anyway, let's see here. All right, so it has created hopefully a hippo for us. So I'm gonna click on that, and I'm gonna download it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open the file and rename it. I'm just gonna call it test. A second. I'm just gonna do that real quick, as quick as it can be. Oops, not that. Here we go. And I'm gonna call the image. I'm gonna call the image test image. Okay, the reason why I do this is because right now in a second I'm gonna upload the same image in a new chat prompt to ChatGPT, and I don't want the AI to have any like preconceived notions of what this might be, which I've noticed it does a lot if the image has a leading title. Let's say I just call the image the hippo image or whatever. It would assume that it's a hippopotamus, and therefore it will also say that, all right, here's an image of a hippopotamus. So I'm going to hit new chat. And what I'm going to do here is upload files, upload from my PC. And I'm going to find this test image. All right. Let's see here. Please describe the image in as much detail as possible. Let's see here what it will say to us. Okay, so it could actually recognize that it's an AI created file. Now it says that it's only a detail of the head. Let me see here. Is it just an image of a hippo head, or is the body also there? Because I wanted a complete hippo. Okay. Strongly on facial features. Okay, well, it's not exactly what we wanted, but whatever. This is only for demonstration purposes. Now, okay, that's great. So what I want to do now is I want to use one of the AI image to AI tools to convert this image into an STL, ASTL. And for this video, I'm going to use Trellis 3D. So I'm going to open it up, Trellis 3D Net. And I'm just going to... Here we go. All right. For those of you who can see the website, it looks like this. I'm just going to hit Models and Trellis 3D. And then I'm going to choose the Pro version. No, I'm actually going to use the Union. All right. So there are a couple of different options you can use here. You can use Trellis 3D, Trellis 3D Pro, Union 3D Fast, Union 2, Union 3D 2, and something called Triage. I'm using the Union 3D 2 because in my experience, it creates the most detailed and accurate STL files. Well, in fact, it actually creates a GLB file. Anyway, the way this works is you have 10 credits per month if you're a free user. And for that, you would only be able to use the Trellis 3D. You wouldn't be able to use the Pro versions. You wouldn't be able to use the Union 3D 2. You could use the Triage. And you can buy some different packages. I have a Pro version because this really helps me create organic models, more artistic models. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I will click to upload a reference image. Here we go. And I'm going to use the test image. All right. I get a message that the image has been successfully uploaded. All right, so now I have some different options that I can choose from. Allow to publicly display your creations. I will uncheck that for now because this is only for fun. And I think that if you have the free version, you're not able to uncheck this, so you have to share your models. That's fine. If you like that. Now, advanced settings optional. I'm just gonna briefly explain what that is. It's pretty much self-explanatory. You can enter a prompt here to even more refine the model. Condition mode, you can choose between Comcat and one more. It's called Comcat and Fuse. I'm just going to stick with the Comcat. Material, you can use shaded or PBR. I'm also sticking with the shaded. Quality, I'm racking that up to high quality. Tier, regular, you can choose between regular and sketch. I'm going to use regular. Use hyper mode, no. T/A pose, no. And then you can hit submit credits, and you can see this costs 40 credits to use. So we'll do that. And that's it. We're now waiting for the AI to convert our image into a file. And as I said, this will be in GLB format. No result generated yet. On the queue, please wait. While we wait for this, I'll just briefly again say that this video is really not for like discussions of should we say the ethics of AI. I'm of the opinion that for me as a blind creator, this helps me a lot, like very much, because it allows me to create stuff that I'm not able to do otherwise, or that I would have to pay someone to do, or yeah. So when I'm creating organic models, I'm using AI mostly. In another video, I'll also show you how you can lay down your foundation with AI, then import it into OpenSCAD as an SVG and manipulate it from there. That's also something that I'm working with. And of course, I have to get help to create it into an SVG, but it is also an option. And yeah, but as you can see, this still takes a lot of time, at least for me as a blind person, but I'm enjoying every moment of this, and it really enables me to create some truly unique items, especially because, well, AI is not really, I mean, you cannot count on it 100%, luckily for that. And I don't think that AI like this will ever replace people who know the trade of designing 3D models. I think hopefully that this will be a useful tool for other creators, and that you can use it in your daily tasks. All right, let's just get an update on how this is going. Generated. All right, so I'm going to hit download. All right, so this is around 6 megabytes, so it's a pretty huge file. Now what I'm going to do here is I will have to convert this GLB file into an STL file, and that is because, well, I cannot work with GLB files. So what I'm going to do here is I will go to a website called image2stl.com. It's right here. Let's just get focus on that. All right, here we go. So here we have a website where you can upload your GLB files, and you would be able to convert it into a STL. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to find the upload button here and upload this one, generated model. Right. And it's actually pretty quick, so that's nice. Convert to STL, yes please. And here we can see the finished model. And it is 4.56 megabytes. And I'm going to hit download. And it's going to pop up with advertisement, close ads. All right, so now the STL is done. From here, let's see what I'll do now, because right now I would like, first of all, to get some information of triangles and vertices and stuff like that. And again, slicers are quite difficult, so I'm using ChatGPT for that. I'm just gonna have to extract the STL file. Here we go. There we go. All right, and we're going back to ChatGPT. Start from the beginning. Second here. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. And here we go. So let me just upload the STL that we just created. Here we go. This one. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT, how many triangles and vertices does this have? All right, it's analyzing. Let's see what it will say. I'm just doing this to get a kind of estimate of how detailed this might be. All right, about almost 100,000 triangles. That's a pretty high number. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I will upload to AstroPrint. If you have watched my videos before, you'll know that I use AstroPrint. I just started playing around with Prusa Slicer, which is even more accessible, so I can't wait to really get into that. But for now, I'm going to open up AstroPrint. Here we have it. And here we go. AstroPrint. I'm going to open up my account and design library. Working on a doc for Valentine's for my girlfriend. Don't say that. And here we go. Image to STL. I'm going to upload this file. And I'm going to slice it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to edit. As you can see, I don't know if you catch that, but you'll get it here. Scale, it's a very small scale for some reason. It always comes out like that. Okay. And I'm going to just adjust the y-axis to 200 millimeters. And the others will adjust. And now I'm going to do, I'm going to take different screenshots.
position right. Unscroll share. Link position enter. Unscroll share. Link position enter. Unscroll share. Link position enter.
Oops.
Social edit text. Flash escape. Built last open register.
I'm working
Link
too
position left.
fast
Navigation
here.
region. Link position left enter. Unscroll share.
And
Navigation
there we
region.
go. All right, when this is done, we're going back to
Chat enter. Build forward web. Forward app. Forward app.
Chat
Forward app. Forward enter.
GPT.
Chat GPT and dash. Chat GPT. Overscript list. Website control K app. Website guild enter. Chat GPT. Website virtual. Home region.
Here we
App
go.
31.0. Image test. Demo. No stop. Browser scene. Cat scene. One app. Browser scene.
Browser. Here we go.
Chat home region.
And I'm going to
Upload files in more app. Enter. Menu. Forward click forward menu. Upload file computer enter.
upload the screenshots.
Dialog. Fill the combo. Fill. 80 out. 3 made. Controller. Start power dash. Share ruler. Enter.
Here we
Zero.
go.
Valid. Enter. Chat GPT and dash Google Chrome. Virtual.
And I'm going
Folder
to
until
say
enter.
to ChatGPT, describe this 3D model in as much detail as possible. Do not describe the user interface of AstroPrint. All right, let's see here what it says. Okay. Okay, it appears to be a sculpted head and upper body of a hippo. And let's see what the details are. It's a detailed representation, captures curves, and it's a broad snout. The model includes skin, texture. It tells me the dimensions.
Structures. Bullet model precision. The term shows the cost of the service for unique model structure with physical tesellation. This suggests the model. Might be a sample sculpted model resolution. Light select. Would you like me to provide advice on printability such as ideal support for orientation?
All right. So it appears as though it's created a pretty decent STL file. I'm not going to print it right now, but that's it. I mean, you have a STL that you can work with. You can print it out. You can reiterate. You can input different prompts, and you can try working with this. Of course, there's a limit on Trellis 3D in terms of, I mean, you spend a lot of the credits, but yeah, it is what it is. There are different options as well for this, but for now, this is Trellis, and I really like the capabilities. I really like the possibilities this gives me. So yeah, go check it out and play with it, and let me know what you think.
All right, so as you can see, this is a pretty straightforward process. It's not something that requires like 3D modeling skill. Definitely not as I'm using, AI to help me create this. But still, for me, it's a long and tedious process, and definitely if I want to create something that's nice, it's not just enough with like one prompt and that's it. So yeah, that's one of the options that I have. So basically I have two options. I have OpenSCAD. That's for like the utmost control of what I'm doing. And then I have AI. So I wish Blender and Tinkercad and whatnot, Fusion 360 would be all available to me so that I could learn those. But yeah, this is a visual art, I would say. So this is what I can do. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed the video, and yeah, don't forget to share it. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.